Welcome to your Daily Dose of Sunday School, episode 71. We continue with Greg Koukl's Tactics. We're looking at chapter 4, which is called Columbo, Step 1, Gathering Information. So Koukl's first tactic is to be Columbo. That means ask lots of questions. We already saw how this allows us to slow down, allows us to understand them better, allows us to be able to understand our response better. So a lot of times people are used to throwing out these thought grenades. Maybe it's a way for them to kind of catch people off guard and be able to walk away feeling like they've said something significant and they know that nobody's going to have time to really say anything back. Maybe they really like arguments and they've just got a whole backpack full of thought grenades. They're going to say this statement and then, the God of the Bible is immoral. And then their family's going to go nuts and there's going to be screaming and arguing and they're just going to keep lobbing them. And they like that. And they never really have to defend it because they've just got a whole backpack full of things they say that they can drive Christians nuts. And so our first question, this is the first question we want to ask. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? That can look different in different situations. Oh, you don't believe in God? What God are you talking about? Oh, you think the God of the Bible is immoral? What do you mean by immoral? Why is that immoral? We're just trying to clarify what they mean. What do you mean by that? We want them to state their view more clearly. Well, science has disproven the existence of God. Well, how did science do that? When? What do you mean? We want them to clarify that. Got a few reasons here. You don't want to misunderstand them. You might be arguing, and it's completely pointless because that's not what they're saying. So yeah, they said, I don't believe in God. What they really meant is they believe in some spiritual force, but ultimately some sort of intelligence. So they believe that this force is behind the world existing, but you arguing from the creation that the fact that the world exists might not be the most helpful in that situation. Number two, you don't want to misrepresent them. People get really insulted, and this could one of those aspects of the conversation not being friendly, right? So, we're going to let them talk so it's a friendly conversation. And one thing that can hinder a friendly conversation is misrepresenting somebody. So we ask them for clarification, and then we want to be able to state their view back to them in a way that they can agree to it. Third, you don't want them to misrepresent themselves. Here's where I'm talking about these thought grenades. Some people are very well-reasoned, and they've listened to hours and hours, or they've read books of popular atheist arguments, and they're able to hold their own pretty well. A lot of people, they just got the slogans, and it sounds pretty good. It works pretty well among people who kind of think the same. But when you actually ask them to slow down and explain it, they don't quite understand it themselves. It just kind of sounds good, sounds like it pokes a big hole in the Christian argument. So it's very valuable to first, before you do anything else, get clarification. Let them really explain their argument. Remember, we're the ones who know the true God. We're the ones who see Him clearly in creation. They see Him in creation clearly, but they suppress the truth. So we're standing on reality, and we are affirming reality. They are standing on reality in a literal sense, but they're in their minds they're living in a fantasy world. They're not standing on reality. They are suppressing the truth in unrighteousness. So because of that, let's let them clarify. They might discover, I really don't have a whole lot of argument here. And so it's valuable. The conversation is going to be friendlier, and you're going to let them do the work instead of having to have all the answers right then and there.